Blender for Noobs.
Hello, this is Dan Nobles and welcome to Blender for Noobs. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to learn how to use Blender. Now, if you're just starting out with Blender, you're probably a lot like I was when I first started it. You open it up and you're kind of overwhelmed by all the menus and all the features and, what do you do with this cube that's sitting in the middle of the interface there in the window? So that's really the idea behind Blender for Noobs. What I decided to do is start coming up with these videos that really take you from the very beginning. So if you start from video number one, that video number one I talk about, what really is Blender and where did it come from. So you could even skip that one if you want to. But if you follow the videos, number 2, 3, just follow them in order, then you can start to learn Blender from scratch. And what I found out there as far as tutorials, there's a lot of nice tutorials out there, but they're a lot more for intermediate and advanced users. And when you watch the tutorial, it's like, you're watching something that, they already know how to do so many things, so many things are skipped over. So the idea with this is that we'll go, from the very beginning, explain each step. And if you're kind of experienced with Blender and you're watching it, it's going to be like kind of mundane to you and you'll want it to go faster or whatever, but that's not the point of it. The point of it is, Blender for Noobs. It's for the person just starting out using Blender. I will be posting some intermediate tutorials and maybe even some advanced tutorials. I concentrate mostly on modeling. I may go into animation, maybe compositing a little bit, but most of what I do in Blender is modeling. And as you can see from this model right here, this is one of the first models that I did in Blender back when I had Blender 2.49. And it's kind of a simple model. It's not very well done, but it was just something that when I was first learning Blender, I did that. So that was back at 2.49, and one of the more recent models I've done is this mothership. If we look at this, you can see it's quite a bit more complex. I'm not saying I'm the best modeler in the world or anything, but it's a learning experience. As you go through modeling with Blender, every time you model a model, you're going to be learning something. So it's a lot of fun. And that's really the other thing that I want to talk about is, when you want to learn Blender, you really have to be honest with yourself and think, are you learning Blender just because, somebody made a cool car and it looks cool and, oh man, I wish I could do that? Or are you learning Blender because you realize it's going to be actually something that's going to be fun for you to do? Are you a creative person? Or if you're not that creative, are you interested in creating technical drawings, things like that? If the answer is yes, then I think you'll probably enjoy Blender, both, feeding your creativity and your technical side, whatever that may be. And that's not to say that, if you don't have that much creativity or anything else, that doesn't say that you couldn't, learn Blender. Anybody can learn Blender if they really want to, but really what it boils down to is, will you stick with it? And if it's not something that you enjoy doing, if you find out that making that cool car is like going to take a few months of, learning the process of how to do that, and you get bored with it, then, you're not going to like it. So it's really something that you have to enjoy. Modeling can be like a really enjoyable thing to do, and that's why I've stuck with it. I started out with learning Maya, and Maya was really good, but at one point I just kind of dropped off of it, and I wish I hadn't, but I kind of stopped it. And then, a few years later, it's like I started hearing these rumors about this free 3D program, and so finally I bit the bullet. I said, well, what is this thing? So I downloaded it, and I was really surprised. It's like, wow, it's so intuitive to use and really nice, and they keep adding more and more features to it. It's just an amazing program. I love it. So anyway, that's the idea. If you're starting out if you follow my videos by the numbers, hopefully that it'll lead you into learning the program quite quickly. But what I'm interested in also is, what are you looking for as far as the learning process? If you can comment in the comments, just let me know what kind of videos you would like to see, what really you're struggling with. If you're struggling with anything, let me know. And if it's anything that I can fit into my videos, I'd be happy to do that. Happy to help somebody else try to learn this nice program. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and